If you're interested in Nike at all, have some good correlations drawn out, this is a must-see video. Stay tuned. What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me on D's Analysis. Today we're going to be looking at Nike. We've been going down this downtrend of this trend line since November 2021 and just been bleeding out ever since. We've taken about 62% drop, just continuously bouncing off levels and pushing lower. Down here, we pushed up to a golden zone, broke down, pushed up to a golden zone again, pushed down. If we take it down to this level, as it's riding down, pushed up to the 382 and continued the downtrend, which shows that there's still a lot of momentum going downward. On the RSI, between 50 and 30, so we're somewhere in the middle. It's kind of remained within this range, as you can see, for a while. Kind of just been bouncing around here. So it's nothing new. On the MACD, it looks like we're trying to pick up momentum to crack through this level and push down. We'd probably have to push below 68.73 and we'd probably get a free fall to the next level, which would be about $64 to $62. That's what I would see the next level being. And if we crack below $60, I see us going all the way down to $50. I don't see it happening, but it could. Always keep that in the back of your mind. On the weekly MACD, it looks like we're ready to skyrocket. We have some divergence here on the MACD on the weekly. We've been going down since September 23rd, 2024. And you can see on the MACD, in that same time period, we've been riding up, creating higher lows because maybe Nike's actually building up a little bit of momentum to surprise everybody and start running up. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's possible. And I think when it does run, it's going to be something that everybody's going to want to get into. On the Bollingers, we cracked below the blue level, the mid level, probably pushing down to this green band, the bottom level. On the daily, we are already here. And we normally get at least a small run up to the red band or blue band once we touch the green. See how it plays out, of course. Volume's been down, of course. Probably won't see volume up until it starts running up. It's just been bleeding out. People have been shorting it. Overall, though, Nike's an absolute buy. It's a bulletproof company. There's no competition for Nike. They're not going anywhere. It's a global brand. Everybody knows them. So I wouldn't panic too much. This is definitely a long-term hold. Add this to your portfolio. Get a 2.1% dividend with some solid growth. Yeah, you'll feel a little pain right now, but this is the time to buy. It's interesting because the stock market's the only place where things are on sale and people are running away, like Warren Buffett would say. Things are on sale, people run away. And when things are at all-time highs, people are running to buy it. You're able to buy it at a 60% discount. But at the same time, if somebody were to offer you a discount on a pair of shoes at the store, people are going to be running in to buy it. 60% off of these Nikes, these nice Air Jordans, whatever. People are going to be running into the store to buy it. But Nike stock is on sale for 60%, and people are running away from it. But those were my levels. At 64 to 62 level, we cracked below 60. I see it's down to about 50. Now, I did see something interesting that I wanted to point out. Looking here at the fib, so we took the last leg. We're trying to compare the last two major moves in Nike's entire history. There's really been two large bull flags that have played out. So you have a major bull flag here that played out pretty well, right? And you have a second one, right? So they look pretty similar. Just the steepness is a little bit different. That's because Nike's more established. There's more money that needs to move into the stock to move it more. So it's going to be more sideways than that steep run up that we saw in the beginning of Nike's history. But besides that, so we pulled the fib, the price ran up, pulled back to about the 382, got a bounce. That bounce almost coincided with this previous high. So this was the previous high, then it broke out, then this was the high, right? So you have these two highs. So I'll just draw a line just so we can see this for later. So this high and this high. So we broke above it. We pulled back to the 382. We started running up. We started chopping at the 1.618, right? We started chopping, got a little pullback, and we continued to move on. So now, let's see what happens when we take a fib from here and we take it to the bottom of this leg. So the bottom of this, what do we see? We have the leg run up, right? It's a flagpole, just like this one. We had this previous high. This is now the new high. So we're going to connect those dots so you can see exactly how it looks the same. Looking pretty similar right now, right? Okay. So now we had a drawdown to about the 382. We had a drawdown to the 382. That drawdown was 65%. This drawdown is 62% so far. This drop made it to that previous high that we talked about, that we drew the line to. This drop made it almost to this previous high. So does this not look very familiar? See how these things are lining up? You have this previous high that lined up with the drop at the 382 while making that local high. Same thing here. We got a bull flag created. We had a local high. We broke that high. Now we have a new one. We pulled back to the 382, which coincided with the old high. So what could possibly happen next? Well, we will find out. But I just wanted to connect those dots and see, hey, maybe there's some kind of correlation. So now that you can kind of see the correlation between the two, how they look very similar, hitting the same levels of the 382, hitting the old previous highs after making new highs on the fib, it really starts to make you wonder, is this next move going to look similar to this over the course of however many years? And we start pulling up. What happens if we start to chop right at the 1618 in the future, just how we did here? What if? Who knows? Nobody has a crystal ball. I don't know. I'm just connecting the dots, you know? Let's see. What if we go up here, we start chopping at the 240 to 300 level, essentially, right? 240 to 300. Well, if we start chopping there, let's see what happens. I mean, I think it's a long-term hold. I mean, you look at this chart. I mean, come on. We're freaking out because we've had two periods where Nike was down for, 4 to 7 years. Here it's been 4 years. What is there to panic about? I mean, look at this chart. Overall, I mean, I'm going to clean this up, but overall, you just look at what it's done. It's really gone up in one direction the whole time. If we're being honest. It's only gone up. So, whenever you're in doubt, you always zoom out. You always hear people say that. When in doubt, zoom out. I mean, look at this. What is there to worry about? 60% drop, you're buying it on sale. Don't you wish you bought it down here? I'm sure people were panicking here. I'm sure you wished you bought it here. Because now look, you're holding at $72 and you bought it at $3 or $5 or even at the top. You say you got in at the worst time possible. Everybody's calling you stupid because you're buying at the top. It's $9 now. $9 compared to 72. At one point, it was $172. So that's my point. Nike's absolute buy. Not financial advice, but just do it. See you in the next one.